Back row minister of the world permit, Mr. Markley coming back here live and direct. And I want to do a quick piece on uh, the new League of Their Own TV show. For those that don't know, it's going to be a League of Their Own TV show. And I want to talk about the purpose, when you purposely change history to fit an agenda. And there's a lot of this going on. And it undermines it, when you're doing it at a fictional level, okay. But when you begin to do it at a historic level, to discount a man who you put on a high plateau in history, and we always talk about the number 42, you discount what you say is an achievement to create something that you know is a lie. And that's what's going on in this A League of Their Own TV show. Because if you see the pictures of the baseball players, they're saying we're in this all-female baseball league, following the events of World War II starting. Men went off to war, women stayed in the factories, began the factory work, and also they had to entertain, so they created this baseball league. You're seeing black women as a part of this cast. So whoever this person is that decided to write this, they're going to write black women into the baseball league, totally changing the prejudice history of the country, basically trying to act like this is not what happened where there were black women in the league, which is a fucking lie. There was no black women in the league because black people were not allowed to play baseball with white people until after World War II, when Jackie Robinson integrated the league. It had happened before, at one period before. He was not the first person, but on a major level, that's the first time they acknowledged it. Suddenly here, these writers go, oh, that's not happening because in our show, there were black women in the league. That undermines history. That undermines the history of this country and the prejudice of this country. And now you're going to show young women and pretend like those prejudices weren't taking place. If you're going to write something that is historical, and people do it all the time, they try to change the facts of history. Don't take the biggest piece and try to remove it from the actual history. And the truth is that there are no African American women in that league. And none of those Caucasian women were advocating for any African American women in that league because they were just as prejudiced as everybody else. And this is that old mind state of Caucasian women trying to act like, well, no, we're not like the men. You were just like the men of your time. Just as damn prejudiced. Just as damn prejudiced. Don't try to act like history does not take place, and you don't teach history like that. Mel Gibson gets in trouble for that when he rewrites history and changes all the historical facts in some of his films to all this outlandish stuff that he knows historically did not happen for entertainment purposes. This show is a lie. It's a historical lie that tries to remove a prejudice, and you try to act like a part of history did not happen. That's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. Black women have a long history in professional baseball. Before Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier in 1947, there had not been a black player in Major League Baseball since the 1890s. Black baseball players migrated to the Negro Leagues, and they were joined by a few black women who were also shunned by white-only leagues. So if they were shunned by white-only leagues, so this female league was just taking black players? Or were the same white women who were shunning back then shunning them too? Stop creating lies to fit your agenda. That's a lie. There was prejudice going on in every league, even when the women had the league. There was the same damn prejudice, and none of those white women were advocating for black females to play. So don't write in a lie. And all those sisters as a part of that should be ashamed of themselves because they are part of a historic lie. And that's what's wrong with black women and black men. We're so eager to get money. We're so eager for a job that we just co-sign on a lie. Co-sign to teach our children lies instead of teaching them the truth. That league was prejudiced just like the male league. In the 1992 film, A League of Their Own, starring Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Madonna, and Rosie O'Donnell, there were not any black characters in the movie. Not one single black woman. The only time you saw a black woman in the movie was when the one black girl caught the ball and threw it hard back at the player. That was it. I like that movie. I respect that movie because it's historically accurate and they did not try to sell you a lie. They did not try to sell you a wolf ticket. They did not try to hide the prejudice that was going on at that time between men and women. But here comes TV. Oh, well, no, we're going to rewrite it because we have to be inclusive. Inclusivity is a fucking lie, especially when it was not going on. Once again, inclusivity is a fucking lie when it was not going on. America ain't always been all inclusive. So if you're going to write a show that is historic, that shows and demonstrates, just like that movie was willing to demonstrate, that yeah, this was a problem. It was not all inclusive. Keep the truth going. Don't change the truth to fit your narrative or to act like, well, we're going to change it because we want to act like this part of history did not take place. One. Second, we want to act like the accomplishment of this nigga man, it was not more important. See, these black women did it first. Fucking lie. There were no all-female baseball leagues for black women. Even with black men owning teams, there was still no all-female baseball leagues for black women. None. So, signing of Hank Aaron to the Boston Braves in 1904 left a hole in the infield of the Indianapolis Clowns. If the Negro League in the Negro League, Stone seemed to be the player for the job. The team signed her, making Stone the first black woman to play in the Negro Leagues, not only to play in the Negro Leagues, but also to play with male players. That sounds like a hell of a story of inclusivity to me. Not only was she a black woman signed to the Negro Leagues, but she was a black woman who was allowed to play with men. That don't even go on today. How many white women can go and say they signed onto a white man's team? Do you see any inclusivity going on? But black men was willing to do it back then, 1951. Don't lie to young people. Don't lie to children. Don't lie to them to sell them agenda when you got stories of women who've done great things and broke barriers way before that. You don't tell these stories because you're so busy, so lazy. It's lazy writing. But when you take history in this inclusivity thing, and it's a lie, then it's a lie. That's not history. That's not the history of America. That's not documenting the prejudice of the country. You can write the TV show, but don't write the TV show as a lie. There were no black female baseball players in any damn league. The first time you got one across that barrier was when that sister did it in 1951. Write her story. Write her story. It's the truth, and it's not a damn lie. But stop this line because that discounts everything you're saying that Jackie Robinson achieved. Now, his achievement don't mean that because in our movie, there were already black female baseball players who had gotten to the majors. A lie. A lie. This cast, a lie. This cast, a lie. Didn't take place. These niggas was not in no damn league. Stop selling lies. America, stick to your prejudice history and stop trying to sell it like you weren't. I will respect you more if you stick to your prejudice history. Take these two sisters out because it was a damn lie. Show the league for what it was, not for what you wish it would have been. Because what you wish it would have been is not historically what it was. You are selling nothing but a bunch of lies to women. especially to black women, because that's the biggest populace. You lying too. When historically they had a woman that was able to play with men. Mr. Maki, Back Row Ministry, catch the lies of America and start exposing them for not wanting to keep their history for what it is.